One place where we find proportions is in stories about proportional quantities, not unsurprisingly. So, for example, let's suppose I'm baking. Suppose my brownie recipe calls for 3 cups of flour and makes 24 brownies. I'm baking for a party and I want to make 24 brownies. How much flour should I use? And then I have this little comment, assuming the amount of each ingredient is proportional to the number of brownies produced. Which is true, right, in baking. If we use twice as much of everything, we're going to make twice as much stuff. So I'm going to set up a proportion here. Right, and I'm going to use the ratio of flour to brownies, which means I'll have flour over brownies. I'm going to take my first ratio from the recipe normally, and my second ratio from what I want for my party. So in the normal recipe, I have 3 cups of flour, and I make 24 brownies. I'm going to abbreviate that BR. In my party recipe, I have an unknown number of cups of flour. I'm going to just call that the letter F for flour. But it's going to be a number of cups. And I want to make 64 brownies. So I'll have cups times brownies, brownies times cups. Units work out, I can ignore them. My cross products, I'll have 3 times 64 equals 24 times F. Do this multiplication. 12, 18, 19. And now my F is an unknown thing in a multiplication problem. It must be 192 divided by 24. 24 into 192. 24 doesn't go into 1, it doesn't go into 19. I'm going to have to guess. Probably a lot. Let's say 7. 7 times 2 is 14, 16. That wasn't enough. Let's try 8. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 2 is 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, it goes in evenly. That makes me happy. And I get F equals 8. I should use 8 cups of flour. How do I know it's cups? Because these units need to match up. I'm going to give you one of these to try. Suppose I have a digital photo that's 1600 pixels wide and 900 pixels high. I'm scaling it down to use on my web page and want it to be 400 pixels wide. How tall should it be so the width and height are proportional? Pause the video and try this now. Alright, I'm going to use the ratio width to height again. So I'm going to have width and height. I'm going to take my first ratio from the big picture and my second from the little picture. So in the big picture, the width is 1600 pixels. The height is 900 pixels. In the little picture, the width is 400 pixels, and the height is going to be h pixels. Cross multiplying, I notice I'll have pixels times pixels, pixels times pixels. Units are good. I'll get 1600 times h is 900 times 400. 900 times 400, that's 36 followed by 4 zeros. So h will be 36 followed by 4 zeros divided by 16 followed by 2 zeros. Using what we know about decimal division, we can cancel out some of the zeros. So we'll have 3,600 divided by 16. Working that out off to the side. 16 goes into 36 twice, because 16 times 2 is 32. 16 goes into 40 twice also. I think 16 goes into 85 times. Yeah, 5 times exactly. Nothing left over. So H is going to be 225. And so my answer, the height should be 225 pixels.